When you experience anxiety, it's not just in your mind, it's your energy system calling for alignment. Now, your chakras, your nadis, your breath, they shift immediately as soon as you experience anxiety. Today, I'm going to show you how anxiety disrupts your subtle energies and how to bring your system back into peace, clarity, and grounding. Hi, I'm Seppi and welcome to Virtual Ashram. This is my channel. I built it with my husband. I'm currently in my second year of becoming a medical Ayurvedic specialist in CCA in California. I used to run a tutoring company, but after my own struggles with ADHD and weight gain and mental health and all the stuff that you guys already know about, I discovered Ayurveda and it transformed everything. In this channel, we're going to talk about true health through the lens of Ayurveda. It's an Indian ancient knowledge. We will talk about strong digestion, healthy elimination, balanced mind and emotions, and lasting energy, most importantly, for you to be able to achieve all of your goals. If you want to heal from inside out, you're looking for some holistic health tips, this is your channel. Make sure you subscribe and let's heal together. Let's talk about what anxiety means through the Ayurvedic lens. In Ayurveda, anxiety is a vata disturbance, and prana becomes light, it becomes erratic, it starts rising up into the mind and your chest area. It would be in this area mostly. In yoga, anxiety is a pranic imbalance between the left nadi, the ida, and the right nadi, pingala, which leads your nervous system to leave balance and your mind starts entering the overdrive. When this happens, you will experience some symptoms such as your breath becomes a little shallower. You have noticed that the thought loops starts increasing in your mind, so you can find yourself overthinking sometimes. Your heart might tighten. You will feel that. Your body is going to start feeling unsafe. You have to remember this is not weakness. It's energetic overflow without having the proper grounding. So if you actually learn how to ground our energies, we don't ever have to experience anxiety ever again. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to ground yourself and experience less anxiety. Let's talk about how anxiety affects different chakras. Number one is Muladhara, your root chakra. Let's talk about how and what that means in the world of anxiety and Ayurveda. When your safety becomes threatened, when you feel anxiety, your root chakra contracts. You will feel uncertain and disconnected to your body. You might feel you have tight hips, cold hands and feet, and you can be feeling restless when you're experiencing this. So one of the tricks that we can apply is to make sure that you have enough flow through the root chakra or Muladhara. Now, the second chakra that we're going to talk about is the solar plexus or Manipura chakra. So energy gets stuck in the gut, your digestion might change, your nerves get activated. Some of the signs that you may experience if you have increased flow through the Manipura chakra, you can have knots in your stomach, there could be heat or fluttering in the abdomen. These things can be a sign for that. The third one is your anahata or your heart chakra. Your breath becomes sharp, your chest closes, and some of the signs could be tightness in your chest, shallow breathing, emotional sensitivity at the moment when you're experiencing this or later on. Let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced any of these symptoms at all. It could be, sometimes when you're meeting someone for the first time or you had a conflict with someone and you're going to meet them or talk to them on the phone. It could be before an exam or meeting your ex after a while. Any of these could cause anxiety. I'm sure we all have experienced this, and I would love to hear in the comments what makes you most anxious. The last chakra we're going to talk about related to this is our ajna, our third eye. There are thought spins, their clarity disappears. It could be signs such as overthinking, delusions, spiraling thoughts, troubling sleeping like insomnia. So I would say anxiety is energy rising without anchoring it. As I'm speaking to you guys on the camera, I did some practices before so I can maintain and keep my anxiety low, but I still feel it coming up. So that's something I am working on. There are different methods that we're going to talk about in this video can help us ground ourselves. It could be as simple as adding something to our diet or a practice that we could do in the morning. So let's talk about that right now. One of the things that we could do in terms of our diet, it could add grounding foods such as ghee, root vegetables such as sweet potatoes, warm spices such as cinnamon, and we're going to talk about that in other videos. But we don't want to be having light, cold, bitter foods such as salads. For example, if you actually notice, the bigger and the heavier people are, they seem a little bit more grounded and stable and more chill. They seem less anxious. They don't really shake in a lot of anxious or anxiety situations. So they could get angry. I'm not saying they can't get out of hand, but you will notice that they're a little bit more grounded compared to someone who is lighter. This is pretty much why we eat ice cream when we feel anxious. Ice cream is dull, it's heavy, and it's grounding. So I guess it makes sense if we add some grounding food to our daily diet, because we're prone to anxiety and we need to add these types of food. Another thing that can help you is to put your feet on the ground and walk in nature with your bare foot. Another thing you can add is cooked fruits. If you love your fruits, like I do, you will really benefit from lightly cooking them with a little bit of Himalayan salt, cardamom, some cinnamon. This turns a cold dish, which is your fruit bowl, into a warm, grounding bowl. It does make a difference. And of course, in terms of physical practices, yoga definitely helps. But if you don't have time to do that, you want to do slow squats to bring the energy from up here to your lower body. Another thing that you could do is to have a weighted sensation on you. For example, you could walk around with a shawl wrapped around you. This is also a very common practice if someone is going through grief or a very hard time emotionally. People wear a cashmere or wool shawl, which is not synthetic preferably, and this will ground you when you feel anxious. So if you're having a day full of anxiety, you're not feeling yourself, make sure you wear a blanket and walk around, which is going to really help. If you want to learn your energy type, your elements, and how to balance your nervous system through Ayurveda, make sure you download my free Ayurvedic starter guide, plus a test that is included in there. It will really help you understand your constitution, which means what percentage of each element it is present in your system. Then once you know that, you could match it with the food that is appropriate for your elements. Another thing that is important is balancing your nadis. 5 minutes of slow alternate nostril breathing can do magic for us. It's called Nadi Shodhana or Anuloma Viloma. It balances your Ida and Pingla, and it brings the prana into the center channel. You could inhale through the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, and exhale through the left. You'd have to do this for at least 20 minutes a day or a minimum of 5 minutes to see any result. Not only you will notice some balances and alignment instantly, and you will notice that your anxiety is a lot lower. If you continue to do this, it will help you lower your anxiety systematically. If you do this consistently over 6 months, you will find yourself that in situations that would have made you anxious before, but now you're in the same situation and you don't feel anxious anymore, and you will notice the transformation. So this is something that you would have to give it a try. You could actually YouTube videos on alternate nostril breathing, and you could do it alongside with somebody who is doing it already on YouTube. And you could do this before bed, you could do this in the morning, whenever you're anxious as well. It could be a part of your daily routine as well as when you're feeling anxious. The next thing I want to talk about, you could do something that helps you instantly. You might not be in a position to sit down and do the alternate nostril breathing right away. You might not have the time or patience to do that when you're experiencing a lot of anxiety. You can put your hands, both of them, on your chest and inhale slowly. But when you're exhaling back, you're going to start exhaling a lot longer. You keep it going. The longer the exhale, your body is going to remember that it's in a safe place. It's kind of like when you sit down to relax and you're like, you do a very long exhale, and it's just signaling your body that you're safe and relaxed. So if you're feeling very anxious and overwhelmed, you could definitely try this and it will help you. The last thing we want to do is a seated meditation. Now, meditation, it might be hard for some of us. Some of us may be the expert. Let me know in the comments if you're a beginner or advanced or intermediate. So for a simple meditation that you could try is the So-Hum meditation. So-Hum meditation, so that means as you take prana, you take energy, you take the air in through your nose, you're going to say so silently. So you say so. You slow down the breath. You let the prana come in, slows down. There's a lot of turbulence going on in this area, in your head, in your chest. You want to slow that down. So by saying so, as you take the air in through your nose, and then you silently say hum. You don't have to utter these words. You say that silently in your mind. So you say hum. So you're slowing the exhale down. You're slowing the prana down. The air that is very turbulent here, you're trying to physically slow it down. You might not see it, you might not know it, but now after seeing this video, you know that's what's going on. And we know exactly why they say meditation is so important for making sure that the anxiety lowers. It's because of the flow of these air through the chakras that we talked about earlier in this video. And I hope that you guys learned something through everything we talked about today. This was my first video, so you make sure give it a like, a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe to our channel for further and more exciting tips and tricks coming your way. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys all. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.